My name is Mira. I am peeling away the clutter from my house and from my life. And let's go ahead and discuss the elephant in the room. We are not in my bedroom, which is where we were last. We are back in the living room. Let's do a little clean together, yeah? Look at that light. It came off the wall again. Oh. If you're just joining us, I am grieving. I lost Cupid last month and my mother earlier this month. 90% of me doesn't really care about the state of my house right now. But there's a 10% sliver, and that 10% keeps whispering as I walk through the living room, which is the main room of the house. And it says, yo, I know things are hard right now, but this living room is looking slightly mountainish. Could you maybe do something about that? And finally, the whisper grew in volume, and I decided, all right, I got you. So let's do this. Might as well talk about how grief affects your state of mind while decluttering, because that's where I'm at right now. When I finished, in air quotes, the living room, I knew I was going to have to do some maintenance afterward. I just wasn't expecting the grief to kind of clothesline me, so to speak. There are also some practical things going on that maybe you could give me some tips with. One is I've got some decor from the shelf and I am not really sure where to store it. The area underneath the shelf is where I've been putting my CDs until I figure out where to put those. It's not really deep enough to store a whole lot of decor under there anyway. I want to maybe put them in my hallway closet, but I need to get shelves or something installed in there because that closet is not very good right now. And that's a problem for future me. But in the meantime, I don't know what storage tub to get. Do I put it in the house or out in the shed? And if it's out in the shed, the shed is a black hole. Plus there was an oil leak or something in there. So yeah, I need to clean out the shed very desperately before I can really put anything out there anyway. The hall closet will not close at the moment because there's too much stuff in it. Another problem for future me. But in the meantime, I'm not sure where to put the shelf decor. For now, it's going in a box. And I think the box will go in the spare bedroom for now until I can get to that hallway closet. Feel free to make suggestions. Do you keep boxes that delicate things come in so that they don't get crashed and ruined? How do you store stuff like that to keep it safe? Back to grief. I've been talking around it because I'm kind of tired of crying. People grieve in different ways, and we also have different ways of grieving for different people. With Cupid, it's like I'm floating on this big body of water, and it's dark all around me, and that darkness is because of the deep, inescapable sadness. And the reason the body of water is so big is because my love was so big. But that means the darkness is big too. It's different with my mom. When my dad died 2 years ago, it was so hard. But we also had her there to be strong for and to support us. now she's gone too, and it didn't feel real for a long time. And I feel like I'm in an endless hallway. I went to all the trouble to get this chair, and then I'm like, I'm not even going to sit in it. I'm going to go sit down on the couch. Oh, dear. It's like I'm at an end of a hallway, an endless hallway, and I keep walking down the hallway, and I'll just be unexpectedly sucked into these rooms where I grieve. But the grief is so big that there's not one room. There's lots and lots. There's like dozens of rooms along this hallway, because if I were to go into one room and do all of my grieving, it would just sweep over me in a wave of emotion that I just couldn't bear. So I have to do it a little at a time, which is kind of funny because that's how I'm decluttering too. Honestly, I feel like I'm just at the beginning of the grief journey. I've mentioned before that grief comes to us all. So let's just do this together. Let's talk about all these hangers. I've been doing tons of laundry, endless loads of laundry. Although actually, I kind of stopped right before Christmas. I need to start that up again and do another 2 loads a day. So much laundry. Why? And yeah, I'm aware that there is a thread-up box in the foreground. And yes, it did contain clothes that I ordered. Look, I'm not going to pretend to be perfect. If you are looking for perfection on this channel, then you need to look elsewhere. And I do not regret this because I finally have jeans that fit, y'all. I don't have to go shopping in actual stores. I don't have to buy it online to a generic size and hope that it fits. I saw jeans with exact measurements and exact inseams, and so I knew they'd be wide enough and tall enough. It is a dream come true. I can finally wear jeans again. And now that I have my jeans, I can get that box out of the living room. Welcome to another day. Another day of decluttering. When I was going through Clutter Mountain many weeks ago, I came across clothes and I was like, why are there clothes in here? And I'm understanding a little bit more now. This box turned into a place to put clothes in, which, you know, is not really what I need right now. Even though I'm going to use the box to put my my shelf decor in. And I'm very sorry for the camera angle because I had to cut out a ton of stuff. I was back here on this love seat, but you couldn't even really see what I was doing, and I was out of focus, so I cut that part out of the video. I wrapped a couple of Christmas gifts, so yeah, I had some wrapping paper there. I still haven't bothered to get the hangers where I could actually use them. And I've accumulated so much tissue paper that I really just need to make the best projects ever. Because I've put them in put it all in my craft room. And now I'm just standing there with suffering from grief brain. I'm going to slow down the video in a moment for this little interaction. Clay has been kind of keeping me sane. Having him to care for and love on has been very good. Of course, I have love and support from family and friends, and All of you guys have been so kind, leaving me wonderful, wonderful messages. I appreciate the kind things that you say and comment. It's been a real highlight for me. Thank you. I know there are other people out there grieving too, and I hope that you'll take time to enjoy small little moments of genuine interaction with others, however small. And now this footage and voiceover is from this week. I felt like the other angle was a bit too wide, but now I think I've come in a bit too close. So, I mean, yay for a new year and new poor camera angles. The camera angle is probably going to prevent you from seeing my shirt, and I suspect you might be curious. It says, "Don't be hard on yourself. Your home ghost of a Victorian child believes in you. You can do it." This was a birthday gift to myself, which sat in my cart for a couple of weeks, and it's just perfect. So I finally gave in to temptation and bought it. Don't worry though, I am going to be going through t-shirts in the next couple of months, and I'll definitely make room for this one. Now, why did I decide to save the blue confetti? Because I'm grieving and things are hard. I have been finding that it is harder for me to let things go right now. Someone in the comments put this really well. She went through a period where she lost several people in a short amount of time. She mentioned that she was doing a declutter at the time, and for her, a few months after that, she felt like letting things go was just adding to her feeling of loss. And I just felt so seen in that moment. That really is how I've been feeling. Unless it's a situation that feels very obvious, I am having a harder time letting go of stuff. Here I am going through some photos of me and Cupid. I have some that are up on the bookshelf that holds books in my living room. But I want to have some others too. I have a plan. You know me, I always have a plan. But I have a plan for replacing the photos that are there with a slightly smaller one. And then I'm going to move those to another place. And then I also want to get a frame for one of the 8x10s. Now I'm adding to my endless stash of tissue papers. When I get the scrapbook room cleared out and I'm able to actually craft in there, it's going to be great fun to see what I put together with these. I want to get back to my defensiveness earlier about purchasing. One of the side effects of having a YouTube channel is that you hear from people all over the world, and I really love that. 99.99% of it is all very positive, and I'm so happy and grateful. Most of the time, I just shake off the 0.01% of comments because ain't nobody got time for that. You are excessively attached to things. Breaking news, y'all. YouTuber who regularly talks about how she is attached to things is, in fact, attached to things. Anyway, I just shake this off most of the time, but every now and then I do find myself feeling like maybe I'm letting people down by actually buying things. So I just want to state for the record, I am not, in fact, perfect. I am not, in fact, a minimalist, and I'm not an aspiring minimalist. I'm not ruling it out for the future, but that's not where I'm at right now. I'm a woman who decided and realized that she had too much stuff in her house. Some of it is literal trash. Some of it I acquired over the years as I fell in and out of love with different interests. Some of it was ridiculous stuff that I bought when I first left home and was no longer dependent on my parents' budgets for things that I needed or more often wanted. And some of it's really cool stuff. I'm not going to apologize for it. Or, I guess to be more clear, I'm not going to apologize for buying new things. My goal these days when buying is, what am I going to use it for? How am I going to use it? The goal is to be purposeful, not just buy something because it's cool. I have lots of those already. Does it have a purpose? Does it have a place? The place part in some rooms is definitely a work in progress. In some rooms, the place is more obvious. As long as I'm following these guidelines for myself, I'm going to go ahead and shake off the self-imposed pressure that I'm putting on myself to never acquire anything ever again. Life is hard enough. I don't need to add extra pressure on myself. Let's move on to how things have changed for me grief-wise in the last week or so. I still cry nearly every day. I still don't really care about a lot of things. Anxiety is never a kind companion, but it has amplified lately. I'm really kind of terrified of losing someone else close to me. As I mentioned before, it seems very hard to let go of things right now. Even blue confetti, which is kind of ridiculous, let's be honest. But this whole journey has been about letting go of what I'm comfortable letting go of. If that means that I have a hard time letting go of blue confetti, then I'm going to hang on to the blue confetti until I'm ready. Today's question of the day is, do you make New Year's resolutions? I tend not to. It has always felt like unnecessary pressure to me. Plus, January is dark and dismal enough. I'd still love to hear what yours are, though. Maybe I'll change my mind. My general plan is just to keep on peeling. There is always more to do. I had to leave this footage in because Clay is adorable. He was looking at me like, what are you doing? I've been working on this living room for several days over the course of a few weeks, and I'll be honest, I'm exhausted. Exhaustion is a big part of grief. It makes it difficult to have energy or motivation to do anything. I kind of feel like I'm starting over again, only I don't have that same fire that I had at the beginning. On good days, I can say that I wish I had that fire. On bad days, I just don't care. But there's a reason why grief can cause people to spiral and to get stuck in a place that is very difficult to get out of. If you're like me and you're caught in the clutches of grief, it's okay to take it easy. It's okay to just do 5 or 10 minutes at a time. And it's okay to take a break from decluttering. All along, my journey has been about doing what I can. Some days that's more than others. Some days the little that we can do feels like we're trying to stop a flood by using duct tape. It feels pointless, so why bother? To me, I'm finding that the point of bothering is that we need to keep using those muscles. We can't build momentum unless we're moving. I'm wrapping up this voiceover on January 4th, the same day that this video is going to go up. Look at that water bottle throwing itself down. Oh, that's amazing. I needed that because I feel kind of low today. When that happens, it's really easy to focus on the things that I am doing wrong, so to speak. The piles that I'm still creating. The way that my water bottles aren't getting into the bin. I need to empty the bin. I'm really good at creating a litany of my faults. I spent years engaging in actual self-hatred, but I'm done with that. Self-hatred and pointing blame has never accomplished anything meaningful. Has never gotten me where I wanted to be. I'm able to move forward when I am kind to myself and when I extend myself grace. And this little bed, as cute as it was, and how it fit so neatly underneath that desk, it just is that it's just not the right space for it. So we're going to put it in the corner because Clay loves to explore over in the corner, and maybe he'll enjoy lying down on a bed over there. So we're moving that. I'm cleaning up some of this stuff over here. I do tend to put piles on the side of me. Oh gosh. I just realized that's because that's where Cupid used to be. It feels empty without him, so I've been putting stuff there instead. Whew. Sudden realizations. Stuff can never replace him, but it's good to know that that's what I'm doing. Awareness is the first step, right? If you're out there watching and you've been filling up your spaces because you feel alone, whether you're grieving someone or you're just lonely, please know that you can do it. You can get through this. You're loved. We will get through this together. It's not a straightforward journey with only successes. Sometimes we're not going to have a picture perfect before and after. We're not going to have one today. I don't feel up to doing the pile right by the screen, doing the pile next to me. That water bottle sitting on the arm of the couch is going to stay there a little bit longer. But, I'm doing what I can do today. All right, here are my imperfect before and afters. Here's the before, and yes, it was looking sort of mountainous. Whew. Perfect? No, absolutely not, but it's looking tons better. Still got a few boxes going on over there on the couch. Please give me advice on where to put my Christmas decor and my shelf decor. Here are my boxes. It looks like a lot, and it kind of is a lot. But you know what? In past years, that would have just been my Black Friday. So I did pretty good this year. And here's some trash and a little bit more recycling. Next time, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to get to this shelf here. See you next time.